Lasagna never looks pretty, but it's absolutely delicious.
Wow, this is why I married this guy.
The only reason.
Delicioso, delicioso.
So we're gonna do something very special today, guys. We're gonna make a lasagna, my wife's favorite thing to eat in the world. I love it too. I figured I'd been waiting a long time to make this video for you guys, and what a perfect time to do it than my wife's birthday. I'm gonna show you how to make the béchamel. I'm gonna show you how to make the Bolognese, or Bolognese as you probably know it. We're also gonna do a little bit of mozzarella in there and a little bit of Parmesan. The béchamel is actually traditional. A lot of people think that it has ricotta cheese in it. It doesn't actually. That's kind of a more of an Americanized lasagna over the years. But traditional lasagna just has béchamel, a little Parmesan, a little Bolognese, maybe a little mozzarella in there. And then I also made some fresh pasta sheets to go in there as well. You don't have to make your fresh pasta if you want to save a little bit of time. I totally understand. You can go to the store, buy some fresh pasta sheets, or buy some that are dried. Just get some good quality sheets if you guys are gonna take all this time to make a beautiful lasagna for yourself. At least get high quality ingredients, or the best ingredients that you can find at the store. If you do wanna make your pasta from scratch, go ahead and check out any of my other pasta videos. Follow along, this is gonna be an exciting video, and I can't wait to share it with you. So guys, we got a lot to do, so let's get going.
All right, guys, so first thing we need to do is make our Bolognese. It takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on how long you want to simmer it for, but at minimum 2 hours. Let's start by cooking off 1.5 pounds of ground beef.
And I like to get some color on the beef, get a nice sear on it. See that nice brown caramelization? That's exactly what you want on your beef. Don't worry about all those bits on the bottom. You want to make sure that you don't burn it, because that's all flavor right there that we're going to use. So then all that, what we call fond on the bottom of the pan, making sure that we're utilizing that. So in with our sausage, we'll kind of do the same thing with our sausage.
Make sure you're seasoning your ground pork and your ground beef with salt and pepper. Make sure you're draining your ground beef and your ground pork in some paper towels. This will help avoid a greasy sauce in the end. All right, next we'll go ahead and crisp up 8 ounces of pancetta. If you don't have pancetta, you can also use bacon.
All that beautiful fond I was talking about. Now we're gonna put in our vegetables. 3 celery, our 3 carrots, our onion, and our 6 garlic cloves. Hit this with some salt. We'll start to sweat all these beautiful vegetables and giving it the most attention. 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Now with the tomato paste, you really wanna caramelize this and cook it off a little bit, otherwise it'll be too acidic. 300 milliliters of a white wine. You can use red wine for this. That's more traditional. I like to use white wine. I just like the flavor a little bit more. And then when you put your white wine in there, make sure you scrape every little last bit of that pan. All right, so as you can see, our wine is reduced by half. So now we want to just go ahead and go back in with all of our meats. Crushed tomatoes. Then we're gonna add in 2 star anise. Gives it more of a beefy flavor. That's a nice little trick. You wanna make sure that you pull those out. Next, we're gonna go in with 400 milliliters of a good chicken stock or bone broth, and 200 milliliters or 1 cup of whole milk. This is another little trick I learned from an Italian chef. Not traditional at all, but just adds a nice flavor. Beautiful, we got our Bolognese here. I'm just gonna let this go low and slow. Keep the lid off of it, let it kind of do its thing for the next couple hours.
Okay guys, next thing we need to make is our béchamel sauce. We're gonna use this to layer our pasta as well as the Bolognese. 1 garlic clove, 1 shallot, 160 grams of butter, and 160 grams of flour, as well as 1,600 milliliters of cold milk.
All right, once our butter is melted, we'll go in with 2 bay leaves, our shallots, and our garlic clove. And then we'll just sweat these for a couple minutes. And then I also like to go in with a couple sprigs of thyme. We can pull these out or strain this when we're done, so don't worry about it. Our 160 grams of 00 flour. And then we're just gonna make a nice roux out of this. We wanna go kind of a light brown. We're gonna cook it for probably 5 to 10 minutes. And then we're just gonna go in with our 1,600 milliliters of milk. I'm actually gonna add some nutmeg. Always fresh. Don't ever buy this already pre-ground.
Go ahead and cook your bechamel for at least 10 minutes or until it's nice and thick.
As you can see, our bechamel is nice and thick.
Go ahead and strain your bechamel through a fine mesh sieve.
Bechamel here, done, ready to go. You wanna just take a plastic wrap, one piece, and just kinda stick it right on the surface of your bechamel, just so it doesn't form that skin, because it will. Go ahead and set this off to the side, keep it nice and warm, and then we'll build our lasagna in a little bit. All right guys, so we're getting close. So we wanna blanch off our pasta sheets. Like I said, you don't have to do fresh pasta. Check out some of my other videos if you do. It's just a basic egg dough, nothing crazy, but if you decide to get your own sheets that are dried, you wanna cook them off according to the instructions, which is gonna be anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. Make sure they're a little al dente because you are gonna bake this in the oven, so keep that in mind. You're not trying to cook it like spaghetti or any other pasta where you want it a little bit more cooked through. Definitely a little bit more on the chewier al dente side is definitely the way you wanna go. I have these sheets that I did ahead of time. This is also another thing. I did these last night just to get ahead. If you do fresh pasta a day or a few days in advance, you can actually make your pasta, sheet it out. I took this down to the number 6 setting on my sheeter, lined them up with a little bit of parchment paper, as you can see here, and I wrapped them up and then froze them. Because you don't want to keep this in the fridge because they'll oxidize and really discolor on you and they'll just turn horrible. So if you do make fresh pasta sheets and you want to do it prior, then make sure that you freeze them. That way they'll come out really nice. And then obviously let them thaw out. I pulled these out about 30 minutes ago so they could come to room temp. Now we're just gonna go ahead and blanch them. Once this comes to a boil, we're gonna drop our pasta in, ice it down in a little either cold water or ice bath to really shock them and stop that cooking process. Coat them in a little bit of oil so they don't stick together, and then after that we'll go ahead and build our lasagna. So I just want to show you guys a couple different options that you can do. You're gonna spend all the time to really do it and really wow your guests or wow your significant others or your family, then I definitely would go with the fresh pasta method. Just wanted to show you guys that, so let's go ahead and cook these off.
Alright guys, so when blanching fresh pasta, you definitely do not want to cook these for more than 30 seconds, and definitely do not handle these with tongs like I did here. Make sure you have an ice bath set up so you can cool them down and shock them as quick as possible.
Want a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan just so they don't stick together.
And then lightly go ahead and tap your pasta sheets on a nice towel just to dry them off a little bit, and then you'll stack them on top of each other. Drizzle with a little bit of oil just so they don't stick together. This will help ensure that they don't dry out as well.
All right, so first layer, little bechamel, just to ensure that this doesn't stick.
Go ahead and use an offset spatula just to get a nice thin layer.
Now you can do a little bolognese if you want. I'm just actually gonna throw down some sheets. Don't worry if it doesn't fit exact. You can kind of cut everything accordingly. That's what having the little off sheets are for, which is totally perfect. Just like that, you can kind of fill in those little spots.
And then same as before, go ahead and get a nice thin layer of bechamel, and then we'll top that with our bolognese.
Our bolognese. All right, then I have some fresh mozzarella. I just like to take some pieces and just kind of don't go too crazy with it. Just some nice, this is not traditional at all, by the way. I just like a little bit of extra cheese in my lasagna. My wife does also. And then the last layer of cheese is our Parmigiano-Reggiano. And don't worry if it goes up like that, guys, that's totally fine, because that's gonna give you those nice little crispy edges on the side. We want those.
Go ahead and continue to build your lasagna until you get about 6 layers high.
Bolognese.
And then finally go ahead and top the final layer with the rest of your cheese.
All right, guys, so we got our beautiful lasagna right here. For my wife's birthday. She definitely does not let me forget. Let's just say that. Go ahead and bake this off at 392 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. The reason why I'm doing it like that is because I really want to get that nice caramelization. I want to get those like crispy edges on top, and it just really just ooey and gooey and bubbly and crispy and delicious. So as always, guys, I can't wait to cook this off. So looking forward to it. Let's go ahead and bake this off.
All right, guys, and then lastly, I want to show you how to make a pinwheel lasagna. You just want to take your sheets like you see here, spread a nice thin layer of bechamel on 2 of the sheets, and then we'll top it with some mozzarella and some Parmesan. And we'll go ahead and stack another right on top. Make sure they're nice and even.
This is why you don't want to really oil these. I kind of just thought about doing this last minute. On the very tops of these, just do a little bit of bechamel to seal it.
All right, and then to the second sheet, you want to add a little bit of your Bolognese. Making sure that these are cold is key. I actually did this last minute, like I said, and they were actually a little bit warmer than I'd liked. Then if you have a little casserole dish like this, go ahead and put a little tomato sauce in the bottom. And then we want to just roll.
The fun part. Rolling our pinwheel.
It's a little bit of a messy project, guys, but trust me, you will be rewarded in the end.
Like I said, it's not gonna be perfect. It might be a little bit messy, but that's all right.
And then depending on the size of your sheets, guys, you want to go ahead and cut them into 3 to 4. I got about 4 pinwheels out of my log.
Just carefully place our pinwheels.
Shout out to Don Angie in New York City. This is where I got this recipe from, and I just had to recreate it.
Just kind of fill in some of the holes around. Go ahead and top this with a little fresh mozzarella. Just kind of place some knobs in around the side. Just a little Parma on the top. All right, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Go ahead and bake these for about 20-25 minutes or until completely caramelized and cooked through on top.
Now tell me that doesn't look absolutely delicious. Whatever you're gonna do today, I'd cancel it and just make these.
A little drizzle of olive oil. Does not get better than that, guys. Beautiful lasagna made from scratch. See, we got our little crispy edges right there. That's what I was trying to emulate with the pinwheel. So you get that in every single bite, because that's usually what everyone fights over right there. I always want that corner piece. That's mine. Nobody get that. Okay, guys, so I wanted to just introduce you to my beautiful wife. It's her birthday today. Like I said, we made this beautiful lasagna. I think it came out absolutely delicious, babe. What do you think? No words. I think that says it all, guys. She loves it.
This is why I married this guy.
The only reason why.
I have food like that every single day.
And you guys can eat like this too every single day. Just watch my videos, follow along, have a love and passion for cooking. That's all you really need. If you have some kids, put them to work. If you have a wife or a husband that just sits around the house, put them to work. Get them working.
This is my work, eating, eating.
And this is my workout, making the food. So as always, guys, I just want to thank you all for joining us. It means a lot that you guys keep coming back week after week. I want to say a special happy birthday to my beautiful wife. And we all look forward to seeing you again next week for the next video. Take care.